Hello, my friends. Today I want to share a surprisingly powerful wellness tip hiding in plain sight: adding cloves to your daily coffee. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but this little combination may support blood sugar balance, digestion, liver health, and even mental focus in ways most people never expect. And importantly, I am going to show you the right way to prepare it, so stay with me until the end. Before we go further, tell me in the comments how you usually drink your coffee every day. Do you make it in a classic brewer? Use a coffee machine? Drink it black? Add spices? Top it with whipped cream? Or sweeten it with condensed milk? I always love seeing how different our routines are, because that is what makes this community feel real and helpful all together. And if you enjoy practical health tips like this, please take a second to like the video and share it with someone you care about, because one small habit can sometimes help another person more than you think. For a lot of people, coffee is not just a drink. It is part of waking up, getting focused, feeling comforted, and starting the day with something familiar. But coffee is more than caffeine. It also contains polyphenols, especially chlorogenic acid, compounds that help fight oxidative stress, calm inflammation, and support how the body handles glucose and even liver function. That is one reason coffee keeps showing up in wellness conversations. Now add clove to the picture, and things get even more interesting. Clove is rich in eugenol, a natural compound known for antioxidant and anti-inflammatory activity, and it also brings flavonoids, tannins, and small amounts of important minerals. So together, as I mentioned, you are not just mixing flavor into coffee, you are combining two plant foods with active compounds that may support the body in several practical everyday ways. And that simple shift turns an ordinary morning cup into a more intentional wellness ritual. One of the most interesting potential benefits of this combination is blood sugar support. Clove may help reduce low-grade inflammation, and that matters because ongoing inflammation can make insulin resistance worse over time. When inflammation stays high, insulin receptors do not respond as efficiently, so the body has a harder time moving glucose out of the blood and into the cells. On the other hand, when inflammation comes down, that signaling process may work a little better. Coffee adds another layer here. Its chlorogenic acid may help slow glucose absorption in the intestine and improve the body's glucose response after meals. So together, coffee and clove may support a steadier metabolic picture, especially when they are part of a healthy lifestyle. But let me be clear, this is not a miracle cure, and it is absolutely not a free pass to eat badly. You still need a balanced diet, regular exercise, medical checkups, common sense, and guidance from a doctor or nutritionist who understands your personal health needs. If your sleep is poor, your meals are chaotic, or you never move your body, no coffee trick will fix the bigger problem for very long. Another point people rarely think about is liver health. Moderate coffee intake has long been associated with a lower risk of fatty liver, fibrosis, and progression of certain liver problems, which is why many professionals describe coffee as having a hepatoprotective role. Clove may support that picture in a different way. It works like an antioxidant booster, helping the body deal with oxidative stress before that stress contributes to more cellular damage. And as I mentioned, when oxidative stress stays high, it often travels with excess glucose, visceral fat, and systemic inflammation. So together, coffee and clove may help create a more favorable metabolic environment, one that supports healthier liver function instead of adding to the daily burden for your system to manage day after day better. Now let's talk about the question many people are already asking: can this help with weight loss? Coffee may support that goal because it has a mild thermogenic effect, can increase energy expenditure, and may help the body mobilize stored fat to use as fuel. Clove is not strongly thermogenic in the same way, but it may still help indirectly by supporting digestion and helping reduce inflammation that can slow metabolic efficiency. And if you got excited and want to know the truth, that indirect support matters. When insulin resistance improves and the metabolic environment becomes more stable, fat loss efforts often become easier to sustain. So this is less about magic fat burning and more about giving healthy habits a small supportive advantage. And digestion is another place where this pairing gets interesting. Clove has carminative and antispasmodic properties, which means it may help reduce gas formation, abdominal discomfort, and excessive fermentation in the intestines. Coffee, on the other hand, is already famous for stimulating bowel movement, which is why so many people have that familiar morning coffee ritual. So together, these two may help digestion feel smoother and may reduce some of the bloating that makes people feel heavy and uncomfortable. But I do need to add one caution here. If you deal with strong gastritis, acid reflux, or sensitive digestion, this combination may feel too stimulating, so pay attention to your body and get professional advice if needed. Of course, we cannot talk about coffee without talking about the brain. Coffee is already linked to alertness, better focus, quicker reaction, and a more awake feeling during the day. Clove may complement that effect through antioxidant and anti-inflammatory support that helps protect neural function and supports brain health. So this is not only about staying awake or pushing through fatigue, it is also about supporting the brain in a more balanced, complementary way while you enjoy something you drink. Now, if you are wondering how to actually make this the right way, here is the important part. Simply dropping a whole clove into brewed coffee will not extract very much, because clove is hard, dense, and tough. Its useful compounds need a little more help to come out into the liquid. That is why a decoction method works better. Take about 3 cloves and place them in enough water for 1 cup of coffee. Bring that water to a boil. Let the cloves boil gently for around 5 minutes, then strain the liquid. After that, use that clove-infused water as the base to brew your coffee. This helps transfer more of the eugenol and other active particles into the drink. There is also a simpler alternative if you do not want to boil anything. You can crush the cloves first, or use a small amount of ground clove and add it to ready-made coffee. Crushing matters because it breaks the hard structure, exposes more surface area, and improves the transfer of those compounds into the drink. In other words, as I mentioned earlier, the goal is not just to perfume the coffee, the goal is to actually release more of what makes clove interesting in the first place. If you like a stronger taste, start low and build slowly, because a little clove goes a long way. And if you use pre-ground clove, use just a pinch at first so the flavor stays warm and pleasant, not overpowering or harsh daily. One more important thing, do not cancel out the benefits by turning this into a dessert. If you load your coffee with condensed milk, whipped cream, flavored syrups, or a lot of sugar, you change the whole metabolic story. Ideally, drink it plain, or as plain as you can realistically enjoy it. And cloves are not the only ingredient people experiment with. Some people add cinnamon, some use whey protein, and others even mix in creatine depending on their goals. There are many videos now about what to mix into coffee to make the drink more functional. But the bigger lesson here is habit stacking. You are taking something you already do every day and attaching one beneficial choice to it, which makes consistency much easier. That is how simple wellness habits actually last, over time. So tell me again in the comments, what do you add to your coffee? If this video helped you, please like it, share it with someone who would enjoy it, and keep this community growing with useful ideas. Helping one friend make a smarter morning choice can ripple through an entire family. Thanks for watching today.